One thing we can all agree upon. In today's HTM industry, there is always a constant lesson to be learned. This podcast episode, I will share with you the 29 lessons I have learned in my 29 years as an HTM professional. Humility. Humility was one of the first lessons I learned in this industry. Humility will bring out the best in all of us. It shows us who we truly are inside. Being humble does not mean you are weak. Humility shows more strength than you will ever imagine. There is no shame in showing humility. Humility teaches you how to learn and how to grow. I will never forget how I started, but I keep the mental fortitude so I can help others. Nothing wrong with being confident, nothing wrong with believing in what you do, but you must possess a sense of humility and be humble. Have a good support system. Your support system should have three things: a cheerleader, mentor, and a coach. That cheerleader will keep you motivated. A good mentor will keep it real with you and love you enough to tell you the truth. They will tell you what you need to hear. A coach is that person who will guide you through a tough situation to where you can come out successful. We must realize that doing everything by ourselves is the quickest path to burnout. How many can raise their hand and say they have this system in place? Welcoming support is one of the best gifts you can give yourself in the HTM industry. To get support, you must also be willing to be a supportive person for someone else. At some point, we must realize we have taken ourselves as far as we can go. Let's build our support system today. Stop thinking I'm the victim. Everything that happens to us is for us. Most people will refuse to take responsibility for the circumstances that they are in. You can do one or the other. We can look forward or backwards, but we can't look both ways at the same time. People always like to talk about how hard they got it. I've been a BMed 2 for 5 years. Why nobody wants to promote me or give me a chance? It's so unfair. Nobody wants to help me grow. Newsflash, we all have a laundry list of negative things that has happened to us. Just know that whatever happens to you in a negative way, whether it's an event, situation, or a circumstance, all of this allows you, the victim, an opportunity for growth. Giving unconditionally. If someone on the job is not treating you the way you treat them, continue to be a giver. It can be you giving of your time, knowledge, or self. Continue to give all three. A lot of people believe they have nothing to give. That means you have a very limited view of yourself. What you hold back from life, life holds back from you. I use that same mindset in my HTM career. I give my best to the HTM industry. And guess what? That energy from the HTM industry comes back to me. The reason for me doing this podcast is to hopefully inspire someone. I'm part of that someone because the more I give, the more I get. I'm still growing. If our industry understood the power of giving unconditionally, we would not have to worry about the team getting along, not have to worry about staffing issues, not have to worry about career growth. Giving without expectations is a necessity. It will benefit your department, client, and organization you work for. Failure is a blessing. Failure can define us or teach us. Let me share this story with you. We have an ant. This ant is trying to obtain some sugar. We're looking down upon this ant and we can see the whole picture, but the ant cannot. It only can see what's right before him. As he is walking toward the sugar, it comes upon a pebble, a small rock. At least that's what we see the rock as. But to the ant, it's a mountain. So the ant has to turn back around and then turn back around. After a while, you see the ant just walking in circles, trying to get around this small rock to get to the sugar. To me and you, it looks like this ant is failing. How can we apply that to our HTM career? A BMed 1 wanting to be a BMed 2, or you have a senior tech who wants to get into management, or you have an RDO who wants to be a VP. You're working towards a goal. You get close, and the closer you think you get to reaching this goal, you get a detour. So you do A, B, and C, and it still does not happen. We may call that failure. That's a perception. That's not a failure. Therefore, I think failure is a blessing. The fact you keep having to turn this way or turn that way, you're walking on your own path. See, the ant is going to get to that sugar. It's in its own time, not on your time, but in its own time. You're going to get to where you should be in your own time. But the things that take you there, the path that you use to get there, because it didn't happen in a certain time or in a certain way, you look on that as failure. But is it really failure? Or is that the thing that led you to possibly an even and better goal? Because oftentimes that's what it is. This is why you can never, ever, ever look on any one situation like the ant. You can't look on the pebble as a failure. Bumping into that pebble as a failure. You can't look at it that way. You just turn around and keep going. Because your goal is the sugar. Go after your sugar. Forget the failure. I may have learned the most in my biomed career by failing than by succeeding. Other than that, failing is simply psychological. Failing is only a blessing if you use it to add fire to your drive or passion. What you are doing in the HTM industry today is important. People like to say, back in the old days, things were so much better. We may think back then was the good old days, but right now is the best time to be in the HTM industry. There's a need for biomed technicians 1, 2, and 3, imaging engineers 1, 2, and 3, managers 1, 2, and 3, a breeding body 1, 2, and 3. People are needed everywhere. So the opportunity for growth is upon us. I'm looking forward to watching how this next generation will solve this staffing need. But this will only be successful if we all are enjoying today and not dwelling on yesterday. In order for the next generation to step up, we have to make them aware of this great industry. So once again, I ask you, what are you doing in the HTM industry today? You must make yourself the best you can be. We can't hope someone else is going to make you better. They may assist, but you must be the one. Just know it is not selfish to put yourself first. When you take time for yourself, you make everything around you better. I pushed myself to work harder than any manager I come into contact with. How is that measured? By success? By money? Or by how you view it? Create a list. I will share what was at the top of my list. Number 1, I wanted to be proud of the HTM professional I am and wanted to become. Number 2, while working on making myself better, I always try to make anybody around me the best they can be also. That will add more to yourself becoming better. Before you can be a resource to someone else, you must first make yourself the best you can be. You must be open to learn from others. What are you learning from others in the HTM industry? I ask. We go through our HTM career thinking we have all the answers, thinking that we are on the right path, thinking we're making the right choices. Actually, we are making bad choices if that's our mindset. Unless we open ourselves up to people that think and operate differently than we do, who bring to the table different experience than we have, we will never go down the right path and will never truly experience the beauty of the HTM industry. I have worked and learned from an intern all the way to the president of an organization. Some were females, some were males, some were young, some were old. Whether we have been in the industry for 30 plus years or 2 years, we must be open to learn from others. Yesterday's HTM industry is not today's HTM industry, and today's HTM industry is not tomorrow's HTM industry. Let's think out the box and try to learn from coworkers, a lecture you may have heard at a trade show, or even from social media. But we must be open to learn from others. Forgiveness. Forgiveness means different things to different people. Generally, it involves a decision to let go of resentment and thoughts of revenge. Forgiveness is a tricky conception. In my career, I have been wronged by individuals. Notice I said individuals, meaning more than one person. Could I have held resentment and treated them the same way? I can't be that way because I have witnessed people very close to me that have been very good examples of forgiveness. Plus, I have been forgiven multiple times from wronging others. So it's only right I practice forgiveness. We all been there where someone has rubbed us the wrong way. Forgiveness does not mean you condone what was done to you. Forgiveness rids you of the pain. If you hold on to that pain, it locks you in the past. When you continue to blame someone who wronged you, you are keeping that pain alive and thriving. Forgiveness is for you. So forgive and let it go. This will bring light and energy toward your life today and tomorrow. Keep a positive mindset. The most important conversation is what you are having with yourself. I personally did not grow up in the best environment. A lot of things didn't go my way, personally and professionally. It's easy to start thinking negatively, especially if your circle is negative thinking people also. But despite the negativity, I keep a positive mindset. I just look at all negativity as mental training, preparing me for today. I didn't know it at the time. Negativity groomed me into the person I'm trying to become. I have learned that having a positive mindset means that you are optimistic about the things around you, and you expect that good things will happen to you. In this HTM industry, this quality is a necessity. Be appreciative and show gratitude. Thank you. Thank you in advance. That's how I end my emails, meaning I'm thankful for what I will receive in the future. Be thankful you in the HTM industry. Everyone is not in this industry or even know it exists. Working in the HTM industry, we have a job that contributes to saving lives. We should be appreciative and grateful we're in a position to do that. Thank you for my family. Thank you for NB Expo. Thank you for Amy Shows. Putting all of us in the same room, experiencing special moments together. Thank you for the people in my life, those I love and those I learned from. We must always be appreciative and show gratitude. No one is perfect. Now, I have to admit to a lot of people, I may seem perfect, but I'm not. Imperfect action shows people you are human. You will not do everything perfect. The most imperfect thing you may do on the job, if corrected, will help you to be better at your job. Remember this, there are no perfect people in the world, so it's impossible to be perfect at anything. Don't ever stop learning, whether it's on the job or in your personal life. I love photography. I love music. And now I'm getting into hosting a podcast. Am I the greatest at them? Probably not. But I'm always learning something about them, whether it's professional or personal. Don't ever stop learning. Be honest with yourself. If you're not doing a great thing on your job, but you are doing your best, be honest and accept that. I can personally tell you, I was on a job and was doing my best, working late hours, weekends, and it never seemed like I was doing enough. I was told, maybe this is just not a good fit for you. You are overwhelmed. You know what? They were right. I was honest enough with myself to admit that. But I came out of that situation a better husband, father, brother, and son to my family. I became a better HTM professional also. Being honest with yourself is the best gift you can give yourself in the HTM industry. Don't be afraid to ask for help. This can apply to young technicians and old ones. Everyone reaches their limitation in this industry. If it is having an impact on your work life, you have to raise your hand and ask for help. Asking for help builds connections by allowing others to share their information and resources, and this in turn shows people that you trust their ideas, feel competent in their skills, and appreciate their advice. Asking for help allows for the possibility of fresh ideas and perhaps a new perspective on things. The end goals does matter. We have an end goal and a means goal. Very often the two types of goals get mixed up. An end goal should be something that brings you fulfillment. The means goals are the steps you need to take to get you to the end goal. For example, I'm a new BMed 1. Your end goal can be, in 5 years, I want to be an imaging engineer. 1. Now you set smaller goals to lead up to that end goal. Small goals like being able to work on a variety of medical equipment in my first year. Obtain some OEM training on certain equipment the next year. Since imaging is your goal, how about assisting the imaging engineer with some service calls? In this HTM industry, you can have anything you want. You just have to set goals and work toward them every day. If any one of you play sports, you know without a goal, you can't compete properly. I use the same mindset. If you don't set end goals in your HTM career, you do not work properly. End goals never end. You reach one end goal, set another one. That's why end goals matter. Stop overthinking. Some of you may have heard this story. There was a magician named Houdini. He mentioned how he can break out of any jail cell. There was a jail down south that claimed he couldn't break out of theirs. Houdini confidently walked into the jail. They closed the door behind him. He took off his jacket, and then he took off his belt. Secretly hidden in his belt was a 10-inch strip of steel, very flexible and tough. He begins to work. After 30 minutes, that confident expression disappeared. After 1 hour, he was bathed in sweat. After 2 hours, Houdini in defeat collapsed against the door. Then the door opened because it was never locked. But that's not true, because it was locked, firmly locked in Houdini's mind. The mind is powerful. How many doors in your HTM career do you think are locked? How many times have you been stuck in the mental prison of overthinking? Your mind is the most powerful force you will ever face. My mind used to tell me, you can't do this, you don't have enough skill, you don't have enough training, you don't have enough education. Tell your mind straight up. Thank you for your opinion, but I have big plans, and my overthinking is not going to be my roadblock anymore. Like Houdini showed us, the only locked doors that exist is in our own minds. The doors of reality are open. We just must walk through. Be an inspiration. Our story matters. I have shared my story with everyone I have met within the HTM industry or not. My story was published in Tech Nation and AIME News. If you can inspire one person from your story, then you are an awe-inspiring individual. Everybody needs to be inspired. Work hard, play harder. Don't just work all the time. You work hard, so use your vacation time, travel, and experience life. That will recharge your batteries to come back to work being more energetic and productive. Overcome anxiety. I used to have anxiety about repairing high-end medical equipment when I was new to the HTM industry. I would never show it. See, I'm a huge sports fan. I play sports. Would always do risky things when I was younger. In my mind, I thought that anxiety is for the weak-minded, but it's the opposite. It takes real mental strength to power through anxiety. The HTM industry is a great community where most people are trying to help anyone else as much as he or she can. If you're afraid you can't learn how to repair or fix a piece of equipment, take some type of action. Something simple as stopping what you're doing and taking a walk, clearing your mind, or simply ask for help. Always remember, action will rid the anxiety. Happiness comes from you. No one else can make you happy in the HTM industry. You need to take charge of your own professional and personal development. Your job or organization will assist, but you must take control. Then you will be happy. Learn from this young generation. It's called reverse mentorship. Learning from the young. We are living in the age of technology. And guess what? The young ones been dealing with it almost since birth. Don't be afraid to learn from them. Treat others how you want to be treated. I pride myself on treating any BMed one I come across with an enormous sense of gratitude. I know how it is to start in a profession and feel inadequate. So I make sure to make them feel welcomed and that I'm glad you're part of the team, which is how we would want to be treated. So if we are aware of a new BMed one or senior BMed, manager, VP, if we see them coming into our industry, welcome them. Or you see them come into your company, welcome them. And I guarantee you that will show them that we value in them and that we would treat them the same way we would want to be treated if we was coming upon those same opportunities. People will lie. Some people will lie to keep their image up, to protect someone else's feelings, to avoid conflict. But the most popular reason is probably to impress people and boost their reputation. We all heard the lies. I single-handedly turned around my current Biomed account by myself. If not for me, this hospital would be closed. I'm the reason that guy is a VP of my company. Just be patient. You will get a raise, I promise. I have a lot of training in store for you. I can go on and on. And these are just the lies about work. We throw in the outside lies people tell. We will be probably here for the next 2 weeks telling lies. You can't change people. People can only change themselves. You can't. I think we all know this quote. You can't change people, but you can change the people you be around. Time is our most important asset. Tick tock. Tick tock. What is ticking? It's not a clock. It's your HTM career. If you don't take control of your time in your HTM career, you will forfeit everything you want to do in this industry. The way you spend your time tells everyone exactly who you are. We use a lot of tools in our day-to-day work in the HTM industry. Time is the most important and powerful tool you have because time is something you never get back. Get out of your own way. This is your time. Do you, be you, for you. For that to happen, you must use your time wisely. If we use our time correctly, it contains the ingredients to success, happiness, growth, and prosperity. Everything we want. But if time is neglected, it leaves us with very little. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Our actions led us to where we are. If we are not able to progress in the HTM industry, look at that person in the mirror. We can't become a team lead, manager, or imaging engineer. Why not? Don't blame your manager. Look at that person in the mirror. If you're not happy with your career in the HTM industry, do something about it. If you need motivation, don't wait for someone to scream and yell. Don't look for someone else to give you motivation. Look at yourself in the mirror. Remind yourself why you are doing what you are doing. This struggle is just temporary, but it will make you stronger and better. Use that motivation to get you where you want to be. Your hardship can be the reason you don't make it, or it can be the story you tell why you did make it. Because with any sincere effort being put in, you can be content and know you are exactly where you're supposed to be. When you unleash your potential or unpack your gifts that are just for you, you will do things you thought that was impossible. Then you can confidently say you are where you're supposed to be. Change is inevitable. A change is going to come. It's a matter of how you react to it. It will destroy you or make you. I have been part of a company acquisition where the company comes in and purchases the company you work for. I have changed companies and I have changed positions within a company. How you react to those changes will make you or break you. Always prepare yourself mentally for change because it's not if a change will happen, but when. Everyone has a story. I was privileged to share my story in Tech Nation and Amy, as I mentioned earlier. If you read those stories, then you would know my biggest accomplishment of my career was mentioned in both articles. That was my son deciding to take up a career in the HTM industry. Everyone has a story. Some may feel they don't have one to tell, but we all have a story to tell. Your story does not belong to you. Keep in mind, someone may be in a corner listening to your story. Someone online listening to your story. Our story belongs less to us, but more to the people who can be inspired. Some people may say I'm not a good public speaker or a good storyteller. Understand your story is meant to bless each of us, to remind us of who we are, who we can become, or what we need to overcome. I've shared my story with people and I've had some people tell me I helped them make it through a tough day. How will you know if your story will be received well? If it's read by one person or 100, then you know your story was a success. So, who will be the next to share their story? It's hard to believe I've been in this industry for 29 years. Next month will mark 30 years. I hope the lessons I discussed, just one can help you. Then it would make this whole episode worth you sitting through. I will end this podcast episode with a quote like I do with all the rest. This quote is coming from Frank Sonnenberg. Lessons in life will be repeated until they are learned. I appreciate you taking the time and listening to me this week. Please share this podcast on all your social media outlets. Until we meet next time, y'all be safe out there.